Vegan side effect, regret the time of meat? Don't worry about it.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
People can never be happy until they come to a new, sensible understanding of life and nature, becoming aware of the significance of those forces that operate in them. Please continue watching for the teachings of Master Beinsa Douno, Peter Deunov, vegetarian.
Voila! This is how the amiable people of Bosnia and Herzegovina would express gratitude with thank you in the Bosnian language. Gracious viewers, I am Elena. The citizens of beautiful Bosnia and Herzegovina are 100% behind you in support of your choice to give the benevolent vegan lifestyle a chance to transform your lives and save our planet. God loves you and protects you. Welcome to the Conscious Life of Nature from the New Day lecture by Master Beinsa Douno, Peter Deunov, vegetarian, part 1 of 2 on words of wisdom. The spiritual lineage of the Universal White Brotherhood was founded by Master Beinsa Douno, also known as Peter Konstantinov Deunov of Bulgaria in 1897. Master Beinsa Douno taught that the qualities of humility, obedience, honesty, goodness, intelligence, and nobility are foremost in spiritual practice. He explained that one should walk the path of love, wisdom, and truth. The Universal White Brotherhood believes that God is in everything, in the stones, the plants, the water, the air, the animals, and the light. Following the principle of ahimsa or non-violence, Master Beinsa Douno practiced and preached a vegetarian diet. The master was also an accomplished musician and composer of many spiritual songs and compositions. Let us now continue to read a selection from Master Beinsa Douno's lecture titled The New Day, held on January 17, 1940, at the General Esoteric class in Iskrev, Sofia, Bulgaria. Here, the Master elaborates on the fundamental answer to one's life's sufferings using wisdom and divine power, which include good actions, positive feelings, and right thinking. The New Day, new directions in the conscious life of nature, pressure and tension, enlightened life. Many people do not understand life, and as a result they encounter both good and evil, experiencing great contradictions. What are good and evil? Theologists give a specific explanation on them. Speaking in a scientific language, we say that good and evil in the world are nothing else but forces that affect people from outside and from inside. Some of you ask, is it not possible for only good to reign in the world? Can life go without evil? Some others say one should not be too good. Those people do not understand things scientifically. Evil represents pressure, good represents tension. If evil doesn't act from outside in the present conditions, in the current stage of human development, then good cannot manifest itself at all. External pressure is the reason for the manifestation of internal tension. If pressure is removed, the human being will burst into thousands of particles and will go unknowingly where in space. Two fighters are wrestling. Both are in a great internal tension. Each one of them wants to be the winner. At the same time, they exercise some pressure on one another. Therefore, in their struggle, they produce external pressure on one another that counteracts the force of their own internal tension. This example symbolizes the struggle between external conditions and internal opportunities in people. People can never be happy until they come to a new sensible understanding of life and nature, becoming aware of the significance of those forces that operate in them. You hear somebody say, "I do not want to have this and that hardship." That shows a mechanical understanding of things. Hardships cannot be eliminated in a mechanical way. The deepest reason for a hardship is hidden in one's incorrect attitude toward things. Therefore, if an external problem is removed in a mechanical way, soon another problem will appear. If there is a lack of understanding, difficulties will always exist. When ignorance is removed, difficulties will be eliminated too. For example, if someone walks in the street and does not care enough where he steps, he could fall and hurt himself badly. Then he gets angry and looks for the cause outside of himself, saying that the world is bad. The world is created wisely, but people do not always act sensibly. One should be wise enough to live properly without having great difficulties. By not behaving right unwittingly, people attract sufferings to themselves. In this sense, sufferings represent pressure or depression. If you are not very cautious and touch a hot stove, you will burn your hand. The burn itself is nothing else but pressure. You receive something from outside while giving something from yourself, but you give more than you take. So when the exchange is not equal, suffering emerges in one or another form. You should observe the law of equal exchange to avoid sufferings. As much as you give, that much you will receive. The more you give, the more you receive. If you give little, you will receive little. Many people's affairs do not go well because they do not apply correctly the law of equal exchange. For example, some people give little but want to receive plenty. Other people give abundantly but receive little. Both situations are not just. Equal exchange must take place physically but also psychologically. If there is not a fair exchange in the people's relationships, they will be exposed to great discords in their physical and psychic lives. Unfair exchange in the people's relationships is a reason for disturbing the equilibrium between external pressure and internal tension in them. The forces of the physical or objective world operate mostly from outside in. That's why we say that our physical life is affected by the law of pressure. The forces of the spiritual or subjective world operate from inside out. That's why we say that our spiritual life is affected by the law of tension. Some people say that they do not need any spiritual life, but that is not a proper reasoning. Without a spiritual life, they will get flattened and will disappear. It does not mean that they will flatten physically, but they will lose their opportunities for achievements. Physical life gives form to things, spiritual life gives content, and divine life meaning. That is why a person can go neither without physical nor without spiritual or divine life. Physical life deals with the forces of pressure, spiritual life with those of tension, and divine or intelligent life regulates both forces of pressure and tension, bringing balance to life. Only when those forces are balanced, there are beneficial conditions for development. If there is a fire in a hall full of people, all will try to escape. However, the wise one can foresee the fire and take precaution beforehand to prevent it. Those who cannot foresee things will panic when the fire blazes, and only then will look for water to put it out, but until then there will be much damage and harm. The source of intelligence inside a human being can easily cope with any obstacles. Wisdom balances the forces of nature. The city of Chicago was burned in the 19th century by a fire caused by the carelessness of a citizen. The man was working in his shed. As it was dark, he lit the candle. Meanwhile, his animal companion knocked the candle, and the straw in the shed caught fire. The man could not extinguish it quickly enough, and because of the strong wind, the fire spread, seizing the neighboring houses, and soon it took the whole town. At the time when the flames were approaching his house, a rich banker offered a fabulous prize to anyone who would dare to enter the house and save his safe box filled with securities. Everyone refused with the words, "The fire is coming." When all is in flames, things lose their value. When pressure prevails in life, nothing works. When great difficulties and conflicts arrive, only a wise approach can resolve them. Wisdom and power of right thinking refer to the divine world, and those who have them can avoid and eliminate contradictions in their lives. Through wisdom and right thinking, one can create a harmonious life. When someone gets angry, discouraged, or worried, thus standing between the forces of pressure and tension, that one becomes a servant of external conditions on one hand and of internal opportunities on the other hand. If there is no common sense in using life conditions and opportunities, people are exposed to great sufferings. Therefore, every condition and opportunity applied in life should be accompanied by wisdom. In other words, every thought, every feeling and action put into motion should be well advised. A person may have a good conditions and opportunities available, but if not being wise, that person cannot achieve anything good. Good conditions and opportunities are a raw material that cannot be utilized properly without wisdom, and vice versa. With wisdom and divine power, one can create something precious and valuable in life. Therefore, when thinking right, one is present in the divine world. When having good feelings, one is present in the spiritual world. And when performing good actions, good deeds, one is present in the physical world. Moreover, the laws of physical world exclude and deprive of citizenship those who do not have good actions. The laws of spiritual world exclude and deprive of citizenship those who do not have good feelings, and the laws of divine world exclude and deprive of citizenship those who do not think right. Some people, when they lack good actions, positive feelings and right thinking, justify themselves saying that the world is created in this way. That is not true. Everyone should ask themselves what they have done so far and what they can do right now. Some people say that they have been praying for 30 years. It implies that they have been in a kind of university, so it is important what they have learned during that time. Others say that for 30 years they have been trying hard to resolve their life issues. And what have they learned from that? Making efforts without getting results, that is not science. It makes sense to try to solve certain issues, but only if you get some results at the end. Still others say that they have been working for 30 years, but what have they achieved? Without reaping something real, they will say to themselves that they are not gifted, they do not think right, and so on. Such self-condemnation is not productive at all and does not contribute anything to one's well-being. Insightful viewers, we appreciate your presence for today's words of wisdom. Coming up next is Creative Endeavors during the COVID-19 lockdown, part 2 of 2, right after noteworthy news. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television for more uplifting programming. May you enjoy the good fruits of your thoughtful, wise approach to life in God's splendor. Vegan, let's go there, man.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/WOW.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/WOW.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/WOW.
Unsere Sendungen bieten viele Sprachen. Gehen Sie auf suprememastertv.com/schedule und suprememastertv.com/WOW.